Boys off the line, first MX1 Moto in Calgary's Wild Rose MX Park. Great battle for the lead. Nice to have Alessi and Freezy up. Uh-oh, Metcalf has got some issues. MCR's Freezy gets the first Moto win and the whole shot in the second Moto. But it was all about Fasciotti and Metcalf. Freezy goes down, Metcalf goes from 8th to 1st. Freezy gets the overall and Gorky runs red into Regina. Welcome race fans to round 4 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. This week, the Moto Valley Raceway in Regina. Our MX1 racing this week will be presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports, parts, and accessories. Well, Bri, you think back to last year and that big sloppy mess that we had, we've got a pretty good day for motocross racing. The skies are dark and maybe a little bit of rain, but up till now, the track looks spectacular. MX1 pilots picking their gates.
You can see the heavy equipment going by, just fingering the Regina soil, making it just super cherry on the other side of the gate for the start. So equal footing for everyone.
Now, let's get into our MX1 points after 3 of 10 rounds. Here's your top 5. Gorky running the red plate, Fasciotti, Thompson, Metcalf in 4th with that DNF last week, then Medallion.
Yeah, and then right behind him is Clayson, who's been a big surprise on the Redemption KTM. Bobby K struggling a bit with setup. Mayer struggling in general. Then it's Keast and Dylan Schmoke.
Okay, Brian, riders going out onto parade for their sight lap. First MX1 Moto, we talked about the dirt start here, getting away from concrete, which we've had in the last 2 times. But this start straight that these riders go on, they only use it once during the race, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that they don't have to keep doubling back onto the starting line. Some riders have it fun, popping a wheelie out onto the hot lap, parade lap, sight lap, whatever you want to call it. They're out there checking it out. And this is what they're looking at up at the top. More Supercross-style obstacles. Right here is that GP section where the riders just come flying down into the valley and then over towards, as we pan to the right, to the Blair Morgan corner, way down at the western part of the circuit. Undulating thrills and spills and big high-speed jumps, T.
Without a doubt it is. And look at this. It must be, no, it's the Rockstar girls. They thought it was raining. First MX1 Moto coming up. Welcome back to round 4 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Costner in the booth as we see 2 lovely young ladies having a difficult time through that soft Regina soil. This first MX1 Moto will be brought to you by Royal Distributing, Canada's power sports leader. There's Sir Paul Kingsley, Roten, England. He's been knighted. Moving back to the line, our top MX1 pilots are actually on the right side facing this long chute, Brian.
When you're way on the inside, you really got to brake to get up on the inside. So I think the mid-section is a straight shot. There's a good shot of number 1, Colton Fagnotti. Second from the inside, he's in between Meston and Bruff, and the gate is down.
Absolutely gorgeous chocolate cake, Brian. High speed thrills and spills. The riders have that option of going around. And look at the 194 of Jake Strickard. That is the Double Slake MX pilot who got an unbelievable jump on the wide side of the gate and gets that Royal Distributing
Yeah. Stricker was an amateur last year, a pro-am rider, so first-year pro grabs a shot. What experience for him. I'm messing with these boys, but look at the talent behind Stricker right now. Uh-oh, I wouldn't want to be him.
The number 7 Rockstar Yamaha, Bobby Canary, who always gets good starts with a very aggressive move in the Marin corner, gets the lead early. The number 3 Italia Medaglia through this right-hand Motovan sweeper. Looks like he has Strickard on the outside. Here comes Thompson, Fasciotti. All the big boys are in play.
Ooh, Tommy Gunn Thompson, a mitt full of KTM in that beautiful turquoise blue on the outside. I thought he had an answer for Fat Yotes, but Fat Yotes responds on the inside with a mitt full of Honda.
A huge high-speed part, Brian, as they come out of the valley, then down into this GP section.
Yeah.
It's early, though. You got to get settled. Canary in the lead. I like to see that. Here comes Metcalf. Strickard on the inside. I think Gorky's about 6th, 7th right now.
Well, Travs, it is early days, but there is a lot of the top boys up front. We are in for a treat right now. A battle right there for 3rd between Thompson, Fat Yotes, then Metcalf, and we see number 5, Teddy Mayer. I mentioned in the points tally that he's been struggling in general. Well, not with speed, style, but basically just with results. Now there's Striker. Look at him, a gear up. Want to start from the outside, Travs.
Absolutely unbelievable. We talked about the riders having the option with the button hook or the high-speed sweeper. They decided to go with the sweeper. Worked for Strickard. Back to number 7, Bobby K. Look at this. Colton Fasciotti has moved into second place. Canary has a problem in that sand section, Brian. All of a sudden, Colton Fasciotti is in the lead, and here comes Tyler Medaglia second.
Well, that was a gift for Tyler. Bobby totally duffed that landing and got all bumped out of his queue and went onto the infield of the track. He will not be docked any positions because he let the number 3 Medaglia through, but they are going tooth and nail, and he gets Medaglia back.
Coming out of that Zox corner, high-speed rhythm section into this little camelback section to the tabletop. Supercross up top, Brian. We talked about that. I love this part of the track. Let's get back to that pass. Coming off that finish line camelback section, ooh, you're right, he duffs the landing.
Yeah, totally lands, gets a bounce, tries to recover for the corner, and just squirrels off track. Now, since he's on the other side of the markers there and that double jump, he's got to go all the way around the outside of that tabletop, so he has to let Medaglia in, but he had the momentum there. He got him back, so a bit of a judgment call. These guys keep it pretty fair. Look at the skies. It's like some rain.
Bobby K out of the valley is under some heavy pressure of the 148 of Cole Thompson now. As we met, Thompson with some huge contact coming into that cambered corner. Brian got on the inside, and I think he took third place, because I think Medaglia is ahead of this package.
It's an interesting part of the track, the way it zigs up, zigs down. The Blair Morgan corner right here, sponsored by Dunlop this year, offering a lot of passing in the past, but right now there's a lot of ruts in there. And look at Gerke on the inside. The Gerkman cometh. The Gerkman taketh away.
Metcalf got by Canary up in that Dunlop Blair Morgan corner. An absolute beauty. Here's the Metcalf pass on the inside. A lot of options up here, but there's that little hipper on the inside.
Metcalf is all eyeballs, always looking, always surveilling. His brain is like a computer, computing what to do, where to go. The anticipation is huge. And the Gerkman right here, what great anticipation. A clean pass on his teammate. Bobby was left with his drawers down, and those would be the 2 unders.
This track is offering a lot today, Brian. It's not as ruddy right now as I thought it was going to get. So there's some really fast sections, but you got to watch how tacky it is. This is our top 4. Gerkman on the inside. Does he have Thompson coming out of the valley into the GP section? I think he does.
Oh, and the rain is coming, but I like Cole's defense there. He looks over and sees him coming out. He has to cut over. Now, every rider has a bit of a different feel for traction. So you got the rain coming down. One guy might be confident in his tires, other guy not so much. And it looks like Cole maybe a little tentative as this rain falls, as the battle for third rages on.
We lost Medaglia out of that package. He's followed out of the top 5. There's Strickard. He's sitting in 9th. And back to the 23 of Dylan Schmoke, RTR KTM in 10. He's been in 10th, the whole season, for crying out loud. This is the battle for the lead. The number 1, Colton Fasciotti, Gopher Dunes Honda, and the number 123, that's the Monster Energy leading edge Kawasaki of Brett Metcalf. Cat and mouse fabulous.
Boy, Colton goes for a tear-off and kind of loses his focus coming into the turn. He's got to respond on the outside. A mid full of Honda. Look at this drag racing through the Moto van corner down to the big ski jump launcher. Metcalf just gets the advantage, but Colton stays straight. It ain't over. Colt's got the momentum. It stays a bit lower. Oh, what a scrub for Colt, back in the lead.
Metcalf with a big clicker going down into the valley, but I love the line for Fasciotti, and then he got Bossy coming into that GP section. It worked for him.
Really good defense on Colt up the inside. Now it's up to Metcalf to make the option and go wide and try new things. So Colt just got to stay focused on his line. And you can just see that rut. See that rut just take Colton's bars and just take that front wheel where it wants to go. So in some of these areas are along for the ride as Medi has to wait for another opportunity.
Well, back in 2013, we only got 2, well, we're 1.5 rounds of these 2 guys going at it. So this is one of those battles we've been dying to see this season. And Fasciotti right now is starting to feel better. We knew that he was coming into this season injured. He looks really good right now in the lead through the Blair Morgan corner.
That's a great comment, Travis. I think that the team and Colton really played down that hip injury. I think it was much worse than they let on, because he was visibly hurting after the motos, and you could see he wasn't as aggressive as normal.
Yeah, definitely just buying his time, salvaging points, just keeping in the mix. Remember, last weekend, Metcalf had a DNF. He did not finish the first moto. That dropped him way back in the points. So Metcalf has to get up here. He's got to win if he wants to get back in the lead. Look at the speeds they're carrying on this gorgeous Moto Valley Raceway. I love it.
Yeah, it really is swooping. There is a lot of turns and kind of cambers that keep them on their toes, but there is definitely some spots where they can open the throttle. Here's that top kind of Supercross section. lots of different obstacles, and look at that rain teaming down as they head up the mechanics area. Big scrubber, Medi makes it work.
Turns on the face, Brian. Bar to bar coming up, but lands quicker, power to the ground, and you're right, the rain is coming down, so it's super slick right now.
Yeah, definitely into the Marin corner. They've changed this part of the track a bit. There used to be a really cool rocker section. They've kind of mixed it up a bit. I like what they've done here with the facility, and with this rain coming down, there will not be a dust issue. This is where Metcalf makes the pass, right here in the corner. He gets out of that rut up on the inside where he can get the traction down, stays lower, lands a little further, a huge bar lock scrub, and that was just down to milliseconds and just a little timing. Colton right there, he's not giving up, and this race ain't over.
It's amazing how he used almost a half rut to make that pass on a very tricky part of the track with that rain coming down to the number 7, Bobby Canary, sitting in 6th place, getting his last lap flag. So we're in the waning stage of this Moto, Brian. Bastiati keeping it close, Metcalf in the lead. It's been a great race between these two.
Oh, it sure has, Traz, and the rain teaming down. It's been several laps now that Medi's had no goggles. Visibility is everything. Who has been able to preserve tear-offs? And this is tough motocross conditions when it's raining.
Metcalf coming into this tight little right-hander, modified finish line from last year. Brian, oh, a little slippage. Final corner, gets the checkered flag and wins the first MX1 Moto here from the Moto Valley Raceway in Regina. Fabs, let's hit that top 10.
You got it, Mang. Yamaha leaderboard. We know our top 2, but what about Gerke and Thompson, man? They went at it in that moto. Mare Canary, Tyler Medaglia drops back to 7th. Clayson with a great ride. Schmoke and Jake Strickard hangs on for 10th.
With the winner of the first MX1 Moto here from Moto Valley Raceway in Regina is the 123 of Brett Metcalf. Brett, a really smart race on your part under some really tough conditions, because when we started out just sprinkling, then that rain started to come down heavy. I know you didn't have your goggles on.
Yeah, at the start I really was just super patient, just taking my time. I had a good start, but I was back there a little bit, and it was really one line. So I had to pick a couple spots to make a pass each lap, and slowly got up there. So I was lucky. I got the lead, and then I was out of tear-offs, and then I had to throw the goggles. I just couldn't. I got a lead and I had to throw them. So track was tough. Got really slippery with the rain, but the Monster Energy throw Kawasaki, we got through to the finish, got the win, which is I needed that one. So it was a good race.
With the number 1 of Colton Fasciati, 2nd place, first MX1 Moto here from Regina. Colt, you had the lead for a long time. You look great up there, but under these conditions, tough to get into that tight battle. Brett passes, you pass him back. Smart for 2nd.
Yeah, I was feeling good out there. The bike was working awesome, and had the lead, and the rain kind of started setting in, and just maybe took it a little bit too easy. Brett caught me, and I found some of his lines, tried to stay with them, but he was riding great out there. So, just a smart race, happy, but really happy with it.
Good ride for Colt. There's Gerke. He just got sauced out there. Stick around. 2nd moto next.
This is Regina's Moto Valley Raceway in round 4 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. The lovely Rockstar Maddie comes out to greet Sir Paul with the 30 board as we see Rockstar Amber in the Moto 2 board. This second MX1 Moto will be brought to you by Max Convenience Stores. That's the place I like to go to get my ice cold Rockstar. They got shelves and shelves of it for you.
Right you are, Travs. Right you are. A great place to load up the cooler on your way to the practice track, do a little riding, the racetrack. Look at the players all lined up on the inside again. We saw that whole shot come from the outside, but Fatty Oates still chooses that inside gate.
An absolutely gorgeous Rockstar Christie straddling Rockstar Maddie. 5 board is up. Riders now focusing down to the gate. 5 is sideways. Brian, dirt start, and the gate is down into that beautiful chocolate cake.
Ooh, Colt gets sucked back a little bit. He lost some ground, but out front it is, that Bondi engine of Bobby Carey gets the shot, but Thompson's right in there on the inside in that turquoise Fox gear, making moves for the lead.
One of the best starters on the gate, the number 7 Rockstar Yamaha. Bobby Canary gets that roll, distributing holes. And now he's got his hands full of the 148 of Cole Thompson, roll distributing KTM. Look at how aggressive Bobby is early. I love it. Through the ABC corner, very choppy. Coming into the Marin corner. You know he's good here, Fabs. Still in the lead. Then here comes Medaglia.
Oh, Bobby's one of the fittest riders. I thought he left the door open for Cole there, but Bobby just responds on that Ocean Transportation Rockstar Yami, and there it is. Oh, look at the wheelie there for Tommy Cook. Thompson out in front. Sweet stuff.
You saw how choppy it was on the outside, and that was the line that Canary got mired up in. Falls back to 2nd, but it's anybody's game right now. Top 4. Looks like Gorky got a great start. He's in 4th. Medaglia, we talked about him in 3rd. Looks like Metcalf and Mayer and Fasciotti and Clausen, for crying out loud. It's the same guys every race. I love it.
Medaglia with another excellent start. Bobby with some good drive. Look at him manualing those rollers. Gets the advantage on Thompson, Travis. He lands on that last one before him into this big step down. You really got to have your throttle setting right. Then a big step up. Eye candy for the spectators, and what fun for the riders.
Remember the rain that we had in the first Moto, Brian? It's made this track quite technical, and I think line choice is so crucial because the lines, maybe there's only one or two good lines in this track right now.
That's a really good comment, and you can really see how this track is set up, and these ruts are really hard, so there's no forgiveness. You have to be super precise. You got to really roll on the throttle there where it's shiny, yet there's fantastic traction elsewhere. Now Girk having a look. He wants a taste of victory.
Thompson and Gerke get by the number 7 of Bobby Canary. Medaglia is in 4th place around the finish line corner. Look at this, Gerke, little manual, little scrubber on the inside coming into this Rockstar left-hander. Anybody's game right now.
And that's that sand corner, so that's one corner where the riders can really hang it out and get some float and some flow. Look at the talent up front. Boy, oh boy, Clayton's got a good view of it. The 761 Redemption rider. Back to Bobby K's whole shot. He's got some serious power now. Number 3, Medaglia is also on a Bondi engine. And of course, that factory KTM of Thompson's right in there, splitting those two.
And here's that pass relief, Gorka on the outside corner before the finish, and then a double scrubber, but he has the inside and more drive through that camelback.
Man, that was just anticipation for Gerke. What a great move for the Floridian. Matt Gerke really having a solid season now. He was a 2012 champion here in MX1. Look at the cutover for Medi. Oh man, and a big scrubber takes care of Tyler.
That was for 2nd place. Canary had fallen back. Medaglia had moved into 2nd. Metcalf finding lines like a surgeon all over this track. Gets by Medaglia, moves into 2nd. Things starting to open up. I thought I saw Fasciotti in 4th.
Yeah, Cole is saying, oh, the number 5. We talked about Teddy. He cannot buy a break. The guy's setting fast qualifying times. There he is. Looks like that whole exhaust pipe has broke off the cylinder head of his bike.
Our leaders now stretching it out. That is Gorky, then Metcalf, Medaglia, Fasciotti, and Thompson. Top 5 within 10 seconds. Yes, there's definitely a problem with that header pipe.
Yeah, they're gonna get something on there, and look at the exasperation on Teddles. He ain't happy with that. Now Bobby has faded back to 6th from his opening lead laps. So Bobby with a bit of an issue out there. And look at Cole, look at that inside line, butter. Wow, Cole is so deceivingly smooth, yet fast. Like, I just love this kid, man. He has got a future at 21 years of age. Look out, MX1 class.
Thompson with a very confident pass on the inside section after that finish line camelback. Back to our lead coming out of the valley. The number 101 Rockstar Yamaha, Matt Gerke in the lead, followed by the 123 of Brett Metcalf. 2 of our top players, 2 of our champions out of the last 3 years. This is fantastic.
This is great stuff, and you can see when we get a look at that track, like you mentioned, the rain really messed it up. Metcalf is just gorgeous through there.
The throttle control, Brian, on that bike is spectacular.
Oh man, he gets it down. He's making moves. Look at that leg work on Gerke's got his leg way out in front, trying to block Medi's way. Gerke's just hanging on the main lines right now on that Rockstar Yamaha. Elbows up, T, elbows up.
Well, the 450s have so much power, Brian, and there's so much available power too, because when we watch them on these tracks, they don't have them wide open, so there's tons there. That's why you're seeing all that darting. I love it.
Well, these bikes stock are super fast, and these guys have them modded right out. A lot of them are actually modded for power delivery to get that power down low. Other riders like it more abrupt, and I know Gerke and Bobby K, same team, and they like a completely different power delivery. Gerke likes it down low. Bobby just wants as much as possible. You don't care how hard it hits.
The number 35, Matt Davenport, and the 74 of Josh Allen sitting 8-9 right now. So like to see those riders in the top 10. That's excellent stuff for some young Canadian guys. Back to our lead through the Achirby's roller section, Brian. This thing's been tight as far as I can remember. This is some dynamite battling.
Oh man, I love this FXR drop into the valley and a big kind of step-up triple. Medi negotiating a lapper as well, and you can see that chop, Travs. These bikes are working underneath these riders right into the corners. Lots of chop, not super rough, but very choppy. Suspensions are working everywhere. Starting to get hot here midway through the Moto. Gerke's really got to protect those inside lines and make sure he executes the exit. Look at Gerke jumping a little sideways this way and that. Metcalf can see a bit of a weakness. I think he's pushing for it now.
Well, it looks like there's one fast way around the track, so right now Metcalf is pressing, probing, trying to get a mistake out of Gorky.
Well, he has got the rubber gloves up to his shoulder right now, and he is going deep on the Gertman.
Metcalf spent a lot of time on the farm as a young boy, as we see the number 1 of Colton Fasciotti and Cole Thompson rounding the corner before the finish and getting their last lap flags. Let's move back up to the lead. Metcalf on the outside, Gorky on the inside through that sand corner beauty.
Oh my goodness, Gertke's exhaust is just melting the front fender on Metcalf's bike. Metcalf has been parked there for so many laps. Gertke has held him off. Now on the last lap, let's see if Medi's gonna do something brash and maybe get into a little contact.
Both of these riders have parts on the track that they're faster at. I really like Metcalf up in this top early section, but I think Gorky in the GP section's a little faster.
Metcalf's been trying everything kind of above board, so he's going to have to get down and dirty if he wants this win. And we know Gertke, he's no stranger to winning motos in Canada. Both previous champions, 2012 for Gertke and 2013 for Medi, as they go through the Motovan sweeper, upshifting, getting speed. It's only half a lap for Metcalf.
For the 761 Redemption Racing's Clayson in 6th place. He seems to like that area, like to see him up in the top 5, coming in, get his last lap flags. To the 101 of Matt Gertke. Brian, remember, coming into this season, Gorky had that shoulder injury. He's got that reoccurring wrist bothering him. I didn't think he was going to be as fast as he is this year, but he's been full value right from the get-go.
100%. He's cruising now. Medi has dropped back a bit. This is his last big leap before the checkers after one corner, and it looks like the Rockstar Yamaha takes the second moto. Elation for Matt Gertke. What a great moto. Medi has to settle for second.
Wow, what a second MX1 moto we had from Moto Valley Raceway. The fans got themselves a treat, maybe moto of the season. Let's go to our Yamaha leaderboard and see our top 10 with those Rockstar girls pumping out the swag. Gertke, Metcalf, Fasciotti, and Thompson, your top 4. To Medallia, Clayson, Canary, Davenport, Keast, and Dylan Schmoke round out your top 10. Fabulous is down to the impound. Hey, Babs, take it.
The 101, Matt Gertke takes that second moto win. Matt, what a race you had on your hands. Metcalf was relentless. You had pressure from A to Z out there.
Yeah, man, it was a tough race. I got to thank my whole team, Rockstar, OTSFF, Yamaha, for giving me a different shock. I haven't felt comfortable all day. They put a different shock for that moto. And I got out front, and I knew Medi was behind me, but I knew if I just ride my perfect race in the same lines, he's got to go around me. And I never made a mistake and stayed main lines, and he couldn't get me.
The 1-2-3, Brett Metcalf goes 1-2 for the overall. Medi, you earned it today. You had no goggles in that first one. You ate some roost, and you also ate some roost there following Gertke. You tried everything, buddy. That was some serious charging.
Oh, it was a fun day of racing. The rain came in, made the track challenging, and then second moto, just a battle to the end. And happy to get the overall today on the Monster Energy Thor Kawasaki. We needed to win. We need more points to gain back, so we would have liked that second moto win. But like I said, I just battled the whole time, eating a lot of roost. Ran out of tear-offs again, like at about 20 minutes, and window wiping for a little bit. But it's fun to battle like that. It was really tough. I felt like I had one spot on the track I could make a move, but I could never pull it off. And everything else was one line, kind of funneling in, and I couldn't beat him to the spot. So he rode a great race. So looking forward to a break and then coming back a couple rounds.
To our series points after 4 of 10 rounds, Gertke will carry the red plate east. Fasciotti, Metcalf salvaging, Thompson, Medallia, Mayer, and Schmoke rounding out the top 10.
Nicely done, T-Biscuit. There's our top 3 on the day. Remember to like us on Facebook and go to MXnationals.ca for the full skinny in the dirt.
Good job, Fabs. You have been watching the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals, presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports, parts, and accessories. Great way to wrap up the East with a little champagne. Yeah, there's your top 3. Some props out to one of my heroes, the Superman, Blair Morgan. Great to see you, Blair. We'll see you guys in the East.